Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh shit, I forgot the thing. Welcome back. On this episode of the Jan 2 archive, I got my notes. This is gonna be a video. It is a video. I can confirm that. Yeah, but this is gonna be a video about animals in the South America part of the world, the continent, South America, and it's going to include endemic species, one endemic species from each country. So I don't know, I seen something inspired by this one YouTube video. I'll put them on the thing. I think it's like 50 states. Every animal endemic to the 50 states. Yes, that. Starting off with number one, we're going to Argentina. All right, so for Argentina, what I have chosen here is the pink fairy armadillo. So this is a little tiny armadillo, around 4 to 5 inches long. Pretty big if you ask me. Located in central Argentina, in like sandy dunes and like plains and stuff like that. It's very much like a deserty animal. It likes the hot, it likes the heat. This is a solitary animal, and it's nocturnal. It's mostly going to be active during the nighttime. It eats like bugs and all those good stuff, all the grubs and all that, things that humans will like yuck, but like animals will like yup. They're pretty cool. They burrow. There you can look at their front claws. If you look at their front claws, it's very shaped for burrowing, and they're pretty cool looking if you look at them. The pink part of them is going to be like their shell, their nose. They have a very pink nose, and unfortunately there is only around 100 individuals, which is crazy. But if you think about it, they're only located in one part, like one country, and nowhere else. They're endemic. That's what endemic means. I should have did like a little intro for it. Sorry. Disorganization. Endemic means a species only found in that one particular space or region and nowhere else. They're not rated on the species endangerment list. They're just data deficient for some reason, but I assume because there's only 100 individuals and not really a lot is known about them. And yeah, that's the pink fairy armadillo. Next we're going to Bolivia. This is the blue-throated macaw. Distinguished by the blue feathers on the chin, like right around here on the throat of the bird. It's a macaw, usually found in like savannas and forests and along waterways and stuff like that. They kind of look like your regular blue and yellow macaws, except for the fact, like I said, the throat. And yeah, they live in very large groups, around about 100 or so, maybe like around 50 to upwards of 100 or more even. Fun fact about them, they sound alarms when threatened. They would like lockdown, like weep weep weep, that type of lockdown. There's only 400 left, and this is due to like deforestation, illegal pet trade, also due to the fact that they're only found in that one place. You're gonna hear me keep saying this a lot. I'm sorry if I'm repetitive, but it needs to be instilled in your guys' brain. But yeah, that's the blue-throated macaws. And now Rio de Janeiro, but not Rio de Janeiro, but like you know what I'm saying. The Spix macaw. Everyone knows this one. Everyone knows about the Spix macaw. Movie Rio, Blue, the blue. It's also known as the little blue macaw. They're supposed to be found in like savannas and forests and like around those areas, but not anymore because they are extinct in the wild. The last one was seen back in 2016, I think. 2016, 2017. They live around 50 to 80 years, usually with every macaw. Usually they live a really long time. So do not get macaws as pets. They also have very loud voices and could damage your hearing, so that's something you should look out for. Even though they're currently not living in the wild that we know of, there are some living in captivity, around 110 of them across the globe. Conservation efforts such as breeding programs around the world are helping, just bringing them back and hopefully one day reintroducing them back to the forests of Brazil. Reason for them not being alive? Habitat loss, man. Deforestation. People take in wood, want to get wood. And then also the illegal pet trade. Next, we have in Chile, the Chilean dolphin. This is actually no, let me not say that. It's not the only marine animal, but we'll get to it. These are small, shy little dolphins, the cutest thing in the world, that grow around to like 5 to 6 feet in length. Their underside is white, and their top is gray, kind of like a penguin, but a dolphin. Yeah, they live in pods around 10, groups around 10 to 50 individuals, and they are only found in Chile. They prefer the shallow waters. That's why they don't really migrate. They have a 20-year lifespan, and they're also threatened. As far as we know, if there's 2,000 to 5,000, and that's not pretty a good number. Next is Colombia, and we have the cotton top tamarin. It grows around 7 to 9 inches long, 24-year lifespan. They're the cutest things in the world. Do not get a tamarin as a pet. They are menaces. They will bite you. They will bite your finger. The ones that, and these ones, the specific cotton tops, they have a little crest on their head that's white, and it's look like a crown, and it looks like they're royalty, but they're not because they're monkeys, and they should be royalty though, because monkeys are great. Found in northwest Colombia, diurnal species, meaning they sleep in the day, sleep in the night and eat in the day like human people. Well, most human people, because I know we got some zombies out there, and they live from a 10 to 12 year lifespan. So next one, Ecuador. What's in Ecuador actually is one of the most craziest diverse places in the world, where just like evolution just branched off of and have their own like different thing going on over there. It's called the Galapagos Islands, and specifically what I'm going to talk about in this video is the marine iguana. This is the coolest thing ever. It's a sea lizard. It lives in the sea. Well, it doesn't live in the sea, but it spends a majority of the time in the sea, eating sea algae, and then they only come up on land to like bask and like mate and like do other lizard things that lizards do. Super aquatic. They have a little flattened tail so they can shimmy through the water. Cool thing that they do called salt expulsion. Usually I think all iguanas do it, but you're gonna see it more on the marine iguanas just because they're in salt water all day. But what they do, they go in the water, salt gets all over them, salt gets inside their system, and what they do, they just basically through their nostrils they just snort out salt. They snort salt out. Next we have Guyana. Guyana is the country I'm from, so represent. And yeah, this is the golden rocket frog. It's only found in one place in Guyana, which is the Kaichor Falls. It's the largest single drop waterfall in the entire world. I think it's like around 700 something feet. I could be wrong. Yeah, they spend their entire lives in a single plant, a giant bromeliad. They reproduce in there, they eat in there, they hide in there. The young, sometimes when they're like teenagers, and they need to move from one place to another. Let's say one of the leaves in the bromeliad is drying up at the bottom. The teenage tadpoles, sometimes they need their dad. Let's say you're drunk in college and you need your parents to come pick you up. That's exactly what this is. They pick them up and they take them to a higher level where there's more water in, and then they'll grow up in there. Males actually are darker in color than the females. Usually sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism. The males are going to be brighter colored and the females are going to be lesser brighter colored. But this one is opposite. The males are the ones that are duller colored, and then the females are brighter color, usually like a gold orangey color. Well, not orangey, but like bright yellow. And it is a pretty cool frog, and it's only found in that one place in the entire world, nowhere else. And that's why it's really important that we keep them there and nowhere, and then just don't do anything to make them die. Paraguay. I couldn't find anything really endemic to Paraguay. I have this thing here called hold on, I got it. Colobosauria crypellini. Yes, and it's from the family Gymnophthalmidae, and there's not really much known about it. I think there's only like 2 specimens collected of it. I'm not too sure though. They're a burrowing species, and they live in the sand. They be doing like this, and they going into the sand. This is not a fact or anything, but I looked at them, and their tail was very long, about 2 times the size of their body. Peru. I have something cool for this one. I have the yellow-tailed woolly monkey. Kind of looks like a howler monkey, but it's not a howler monkey. It's a woolly monkey, so get it right. Located in the Peruvian Andes and are primarily herbivores, feasting on like plants, fruits, buds, and all that come out of the trees. They're very cool. They're dark brown, usually like a little mahogany tint to it, and their tail has like a little yellow stripe down it, hence the name. Yellow-tailed woolly monkeys. Yes. Again, they're very threatened. They're critically endangered. As a matter of fact, there's an estimation within 1,000 to 10,000. I know that's a lot. That's a very big estimation, but it's pretty hard when you're in the jungle in the middle of nowhere and you can't really get a good amount of like how much stuff there's out there. But I don't know why it's like that. Okay, in all honesty, please don't deforestize anymore. Please, guys, don't. And next, for the Suriname, we have the arrowhead piculet. And it's a small woodpecker. That's what it is. It's a very small woodpecker with an arrowhead. It says here that they might be in French Guiana and Guyana, but there's only evidence of them living in Suriname, so I guess they're not in French Guiana and Guyana, but they could be. One more thing, they live in mangroves. Next, I have in Uruguay, the Pearson tuco. It's a rodent burrowing species, kind of like it's like a prairie dog, but for like Uruguay. Next, Venezuela. I have the Venezuelan parakeet from Venezuela. They live in humid forests. They have a green body and a dark maroon tail. They're very pretty looking. I have a lot of parrots in this one, I just realized. That's okay, it's okay. We're just starting. We're figuring this out as we go. Usually found in the mountains, the coastal mountains, and they live up in the trees. And they usually eat fruits, seeds, flowers, and everything like that. And they live in big flocks of like 100 or more, and they're very loud because they're a parrot. Well, a parakeet. This is all I have for you guys today on this episode of the Gentoo Archive. Let me know if you like this style. This is the style that we're going with, so I don't know what else I'm gonna do for real. It's still gonna be rough around the edges because I'm still figuring this out. I'm still recording on my iPhone. I'm still have a $100 mic that I don't know if it works. And that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell your friend, tell your neighbor, tell your mom, tell your dad. Tell everybody in the world about the Gentoo Archive. And yeah. Peace out, broskies.